soldier boys sitting in a row, watching each other, waiting for the blow. New version, up to date.
I hardly think this is a moment of facetiousness.
I'll have to relieve the gloom. Damn that electric plant running down. Let's play a game. What about inventing one called suspicions? A suspects B, B suspects C, and so on. Let's start with law. It's not hard to guess who law suspects. It takes out a mile. I'm your fancy, aren't I, law?
I wouldn't say no to that.
You're quite wrong, you know. Abstract justice isn't my line. If I committed murder, there'd have to be something in it for me.
All I know is that you've acted suspiciously from the start. You've told two different stories. You came in with a revolver and you say you've lost it.
I have lost it.
That's a likely story.
What do you think I've done with it? I suggested myself that you search me.
Oh, you haven't got it on you. You're too clever for that. But you know where it is.
Oh, you mean I've cached it somewhere, ready for the next
I
time?
wouldn't be surprised.
Why don't you use your brains, Flaw? If I wanted to, I could have shot the lot of you by this time. Pop, 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 pop.
Yes, but that's not the big idea.
Oh, the crazy touch. My God, I'm sane enough.
The doctor says there are some lunatics you'd never know lunatics. That's true enough, I'd say.
We shouldn't just sit here doing nothing. There must be something we can do. Surely there's something we can do. If it is a bonfire.
Yes, weather.
It is, I am afraid, a question of time and patience. The weather will clear, then we can do something. Bonfire, heliograph, signal.
A question of time. Time? We can't afford time. We should all be dead.
I think the precautions we have adopted will be adequate.
I tell you, we should all be dead. All but one. He'll think of something else. He's thinking now.
Poor Louise. What was her name? Cleese? Was it nerves that made you do her in, doctor?
No, drink. I used to be a heavy drinker. God help me. I was a drunk when I operated. Quite a simple operation. My hand shaking all over the place. I can remember her now. A big, heavy, countrified woman. And I killed her.
So I was right. That's how it was.
Sister knew, of course. But she was loyal to me, or to the hospital. I gave up drink, gave it up altogether. I went in for a study of nervous diseases.
Very successfully.
1 or 2 lucky shots. Good results with 1 or 2 important women. They talk to their friends. For the last year or 2, I've been so overwhelmed. I've hardly known which way to turn. I've gone to the top of the tree.
Until Mr. Unknown Owen, and down will come cradle and doctor and all.
Will you stop your damn snimming?
Ladies and gentlemen, please, we cannot afford to quarrel.
That's okay by me. I apologize.
This is terrible inactivity that's gotten on my nerves.
We have adopted, I feel convinced, the only measures possible. If we stay inside of each other, a repetition of the tragedies that have occurred is, well, must be impossible. We've also submitted to a search, therefore we know that no man is armed with any firearms or a knife. We also know that no man has cyanide or any other drug about his person. If we stay, as I say, in sight of each other, nothing can happen.
But we can't go on like this. We should need food and sleep.
That's what I say.
Obviously, the murderer's only chance is to get one of us detached from the rest. As long as we can prevent that, we are safe.
Safe?
Oh, very silent, Vera.
There isn't anything to say. I wonder what time it is. It's so awful waiting. Waiting for the hours to go by and yet feeling that they may be the last. What is the time?
8:30.
Is that all?
Pretty awful light, this. How are the candles holding out?
There's a whole packet. Strong starting down a bit. What do you think, sir?
Perhaps. We mustn't be too optimistic.
The murder's got everything on its side. Even the weather seems to be falling in with this plan.
What about something to eat? If you like, I could go open some tongue and make some coffee, but you four stay here. That's right, isn't it?
Not quite, Miss Clayford. You see, it might be inadvisable to eat or drink something you have prepared out of our sight.
Oh. You don't like me, do you?
It's not a question of likes or dislikes.
There are very few tricks that will get past you, Sir Lawrence. If you won't be offended at my saying so, you're my fancy.
Captain Lombard, this is hardly the time for any of us to indulge in the luxury of taking offense.
I don't think it's law. I may be wrong, but I can't feel you've got enough imagination for this job. All I can say is if you are the criminal, I take my hat off to you for being a damn fine actor.
Thank you for nothing.
I don't think it's the doctor. I don't believe she's got the nerve. You've got plenty of nerve here, on the other hand. You strike me as eminently sane. Therefore, you'd only do a murder if you had a thoroughly good motive.
Thank you.
I thought of something.
Splendid. Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Look, says she's a police officer, but we have no proof of that. She only said so after the permaphone records, when her name hadn't been there. Before that, she was pretending to be some South African millionaire. Perhaps a police officer is another impersonation. What do you know about her? Nothing at all.
Well, she's a police officer, all right. Look at her feet.
That's enough from you, Captain.
You're trying to play her too.
Now we know where we are. By the way, Miss Claythorne suspects you, Doctor. Oh, yes, she does. Haven't you seen her shoot a dirty look from time to time? It all works out quite prettily. I suspect Lawrence, Bloor suspects me, Armstrong suspects Bloor. What about you, sir?
Quite early in the day, I formed a certain conclusion.
Which one?
Well, it seemed to me that everything that had happened led up to one person. And, well, now, I feel it would be inadvisable to mention that person's name in the present time.
Inadvisable in the public interest.
Exactly.
What about the food idea?
No, let's stay here. We're safe here.
I can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself. You can go out and have a guzzle by yourself.
I suppose I go and bring in two biscuits.
Good idea. Oh, Bloor.
Okay.
And unopened.